Don't judge anyone. A story of empathy and humanity. In a small, bustling hospital, life was a constant series of challenges. Doctor, nurses, and patients alike moved with a sense of urgency, navigating the high and low of healthcare. One fateful day, the hospital was thrown into chaos with an emergency surgery call. A young boy's life hung in the balance. Dr. Ahmed was in the middle of deeply personal moment. When the phone rang, he had just returned from the cemetery where he had bade farewell to his beloved son, tragically lost in a car accident the day before. As the call from the hospital reached him, he took a deep breath, wiped his tear, and answered without hesitation, Doctor, we need you. I- Immediately came the urgent voice on the line. Dr. Ahmed didn't let his grief hold him back. His sense of duty and compassion compelled him to set aside his pain. He rushed to the hospital, changing into his scarf as quickly as he could. In the hospital, carrier, a distressed father, packed back and forth his frustration, mounting with every passing second. The moment Dr. Ahmed arrived, the father stormed toward him, his anger boiling over. Where have you been? He yelled, his voice trembling. Do you not understand? My son is dying? What kind of doctor talks so long to show up? Dr. Ahmed, though physically and emotionally drained, maintained his composure. He offered a gentle smile and responded calmly, I am deeply sorry for the delay. I wasn't in the hospital when the call came, but I came as fast as I could. Please calm yourself. Let me focus on saving your son's life. Calm down, the father shouted, his face red with anguish. If it were your own son laying in the room, would you be so calm? What would you do if your son were to die? The doctor's smile faltered slightly, but he replied with quiet strength. If my son were in that room, I would say what Job said in the Holy Book. From dust we came, and to dust we return. Blessed be the name of God. Doctors are not the masters of life and death. We do our best, but ultimately we must rely on God. Will please pray for your son as we do everything we can. The father grumbled under his breath. It's easy to give advice when you are not the one suffering. Dr. Ahmed didn't respond to the father's words. He simply walked into the operation room, his heart heavy but his mind focused. Hours passed away as he and his team worked tirelessly. Each decision, each moment was excused with precision and care. Finally, Dr. Ahmed emerged from the operation room. His face bore a look of relief. Thank God, he said with genuine joy. Your son is saved. Before the father could speak, Dr. Ahmed walked away hurriedly, saying, if you have any question, the nurse will assist you. He didn't wait for a reply. He had another duty to fulfill. Returning to his son's burial, the father, still overwhelmed by the emotion of the day, muttered to the nurse, what an arrogant man. He couldn't even spare a moment to answer my question. The answer, tears welling up in her eyes, looked at the father and said softly, Dr. Ahmed's son died in a road accident yesterday. When we called him for your son's surgery, he was at his son's funeral. He came here immediately, saving your son's life before returning to bury his own child. The father's face turned pale. Shame washed over him as he realized the weight of his words and actions. He had judged Dr. Ahmed without knowing the full story, assuming negligence where there was extraordinary sacrifice. The experience changed the father forever. He learned the value of empathy, the importance of withholding judgment, and the power of selfness. From that day on, he carried a newfound respect for those who silently bear their burdens while helping carry theirs. Moral of the story, it's easy to judge others when we are blinded by our own pain and struggles. However, Everyone is fighting battles we cannot see. A kind word, a moment of patience, or an effort to understand can make all the difference.